To the city's beaches.
But beat that bay.
That is, if the
Record yet? So this black suit scares me. Well, fine. I am, and it does. Come at me in the comments below. I am putting it out there.
To his first female chief. I believe it was 19.
5 degrees in some locations, and the heat continues on Tuesday. But here comes the cold front across the western Great Lakes. Now, this will be Tuesday, probably large break. Today, I'm seeing all the heat now from north to south, but when we get there, and the dangerous day today into tomorrow into Tuesday, we have excessive heat watches and heat warnings out across much of the I-95 corridor. In fact, DC, the thermometer could read 100 degrees tomorrow. But that's the to New Orleans, where the pool flight index would be above 100 for most of the daytime hours of your Tuesday here. So that is in the danger zone here for 80% of time outdoors. But Tuesday night, not much to leave your approach the Gulf Coast state. Temperatures barely get the upper 70s. Some might even leave the 80s there in DC. These are highs. These are lows. Average low is 73. That's the problem by Wednesday morning. Even at the of the low 80s, and if your air conditioning not working or power gets out from storms nearby, that could be a problem. So there's no relief at all. Even look at nighttime lows here in Philly by Wednesday morning. We don't even get into 70s for our morning low. That's rough. But the long-term average, as we get into next week and beyond, maybe 4 than an average was off the good shelter and the neglected around that.
Great Lakes, because that is really for severe weather today. It's also very similar to our severe weather. So we'll have it again tomorrow. It's just the pattern that we're in right now, where we've got these storms riding up and over this ridge of high pressure, and it's keeping the storm zone in the same areas. We've already seen problems in Chicago this morning. We will see more problems with storms as we get later in the day. Now, the storms we saw earlier in Chicago are now moving to the south and to the southeast. So now let's take you into Indiana. Just around the Fort Wayne area, just south of there, there's I-69 as a frame of reference. And you've got these thunderstorms packing a lot of lightning moving out of Silver Lake that now have a severe thunderstorm warning. This includes the Huntington area, as well as Dallas and South Whitley until 1 p.m. There's some smaller hail in this. There's also 60-mile-per-hour winds, a lot of rain, and a lot of lightning. So head indoors if you're starting to see those dark clouds on the horizon, and especially if you're already hearing that thunder. Let's jump back to the Chicago area, because we've seen plenty of delays in Chicago already. And this is from leftover from the thunderstorms that we had earlier this morning. And we're expecting another round as we head into the evening time frame. So even though we're clearing out in Chicago, we still have a couple of rounds still left to go, and that could include tomorrow morning as well. Chicago, you're under that zone that we're watching for flooding. That includes Milwaukee, but it even stretches up towards the Twin Cities and over to the Columbus area, and even areas like Cleveland and over to Erie, with a very slow cold front that is going to provide us a lot of heat relief and much cooler and drier air. But it's going to come at least up front with the cost of storms and flash flooding. There's a flood watch out, and it includes Chicago, I-90, I-94, I-39, I-88, a lot of our major interstates here that, you know, if you're traveling today, if you're coming home from weekend plans, if you're traveling early tomorrow morning, keep that flooding in mind. Chicago, we're good for now, but watch as we get closer to that sunset time frame, storms start to fire up again. And here we go, around 9, 10 o'clock in the evening, Chicago, we are back into the storms, and it could once again impact travel. Oh, you're back.
And when I said I might be famous and said never said I might be a damn said she the devil, she bellow, she rebel. Flow. Hello, all the terminal had to be a settle. What the fuck? I'm gonna check home, be a settle. No. I can beat the base. The goals,
Lovely home, by the way.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
She is 19 months old, and she is a little ray of sunshine. One of the happiest babies you'll probably ever meet. Children with Down syndrome typically have a higher risk for developing acute myeloid leukemia, or just leukemia in general. And here we are.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital works day after day to find cures and save the lives of children with cancer and other life-threatening diseases.
She was referred to St. Jude at 11 months. They knew what to do as soon as they got her diagnosis. They already had her treatment plan out. This is what we're going to do. This is how long it's going to take. This is how long in between. It takes like a family to say, like, I can't stand how grateful we are to be here. Medical bills are always a big thing to everybody because everybody knows that anything medical is going to be expensive. We have received no bills since being at St. Jude. We have paid for nothing.
Thanks to generous donors like you, families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travels, housing, and food, so they can focus on helping their child. For just $19 a month, you'll be able to receive research and treatment for these kids. Join with your credit or debit card. Click now, and we'll send you a St. Jude t-shirt that you can proudly wear and show yourself.
Anybody and everybody that contributes anything to this place. Whether it's the business or just they're changing people's lives. And that's a big deal.
All right. Why always the power here? Doesn't need to go to public school. That's impossible.
When your questions about life turn into questions about money, there's Erica, the virtual financial assistant to help you spend, save, and plan smarter. Only from Bank of America. What would you like the power to do?
The best things in life come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 thumbs up. And now, buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, 2 months free. All with fast, reliable, nationwide coverage. Make the switch today.
With CargoReviews, filter millions of listings to land the perfect deal. If only you could do things your way all the time. Imagine that. Get it with Gurus.
Your best defense against erosion and cavities is strong enamel. Nothing beats it. I recommend Pronamel Active Shield because it actively shields the enamel to defend against erosion and cavities. I think this product is a game changer for my patients. It really works.
Received cries from family members this week in New York after a New York City police recruit died during training outside. Now the medical examiner is working on to determine if heat played a role in the probationary officer Edgar Ordonez's death. He is suspected in the death of dozens of people already this month from coast to coast.
The heat is serious and is deadly as well. Take a look at the temperatures here. By the way, we measure temperatures in that shade, but you factor in the humidity, the heat index that it feels like to your body in most places at or close to or even above 100 degrees.
It's just downright dangerous. Heat kills more people on average every year than any other type of weather. In Oregon alone, the medical examiner is investigating 16 deaths just in the last 9 days, all as heat related.
Let's bring in Dr. Jay Morgan, the Executive Director of Health at Piedmont Healthcare in Atlanta. Thanks for joining us. The fact is, you're actually in Oregon, and other deaths have actually occurred. Let's talk about heat because it's definitely kind of dangerous, but people tend to ignore it. So really, how seriously should people be taking the extreme temperatures we're experiencing here across the country?
You're absolutely right, Paul. It's very, very hot here in Oregon. It's an area of the country where people are not accustomed to these types of temperatures. And unfortunately, we have seen those deaths, especially those numbers on instruments that we still researchers are able to capture all heat-related deaths. But some still reported cardiovascular or heart failure. And so we absolutely want to be careful as this heat index continues to not only rise but stick around.
You mentioned sticking around. Last week, Western states were nearing or breaking all-time record hot temperatures for 7 days in a row. Unheard of. Now, in sweltering Houston, millions of people are still without power nearly a week after Hurricane Beryl, which means no AC. So what do these long stretches of excessive heat actually do to our body?
And sweltering is the key. This heat is just staying around, and we've actually seen the warm over the last century, compared to the last 40 years, and the lowest temperature on this have ever occurred mostly during those last 7 years. And so as we continue to have this hot weather and extremes in weather related incidences, including these hurricanes, we've got to begin to think about that and prepare, because people are exposed all the time. So you can't stay in a pool in a dry place. Stay out of the sun, in the shade, hydrate. And if you are starting to feel your skin becoming cool, which is paradoxical in this hot weather, then you need to be concerned that you may be approaching heat exhaustion. Apply cool clothes. To your armpits, to your groin, to your torso, to make sure that you can keep your organs as cool as possible.
And Dr. Morgan, you mentioned heat stroke, heat exhaustion. Some people have to work or exercise, and some people choose to work or exercise in this extreme heat. So what are some of the warning signs to notice of others or even of themselves if they're out working in these types of extreme temperatures?
And absolutely, there are certain professions and occupations where your job is to be outdoors and you have to labor outdoors. So heat stroke really is a loss of the ability to regulate the temperature of your body. Your temperatures can exceed more than 24 degrees. Not only do and fatigue, but the hallmark sign of this is you develop delirium and confusion. You may be disoriented. You may even slip into a coma, develop seizures. If a person like that is around you, make sure you call 911, get them into a cool area, air conditioned or in the shade. Unlike heat exhaustion, you do not want to hydrate this person because they cannot control their swallowing, and you may create a choking incident. You want to pack them with ice, especially the torso, the armpits, the groin, and try to keep them as cool as possible until emergency services arrive.
Now, Dr. we've got about 30 seconds left, but let's talk about children cars, because we've seen this past week alone. These tragedies from happening.
That's a tragedy, and here's how we stop these tragedies. Just don't leave your children in the car for any amount of time. If it's just and animals as well, there is zero tolerance. There's no amount of time that a child or pet can be left in the car in these temperatures. Simply don't.
I see it. It's me for my style, and you know, like little Gino walk away. Pop it back, she make it. She walked away. Pop it, it's off the glass, allow me on the second. If I only I can turn, I want to turn a business. I know that this for me. It's in the tight, Papa, but she walk and watch with it. Papa, put it heads back, the dog, here, in the dog. Michael's flowering, watching the pig. She wonder watching the pig. Hopping up a big tree. It's all the way to sloppy. Laughing and the scratching. It's kind of understood. I want to live.
Being moving ready with optimized functional by better. Enjoy next level speed at 18 for a limited time. There's $100
She walked away watching the pig. She tapped it up and
plus that mobile for half price of $18. That's today. You'll spend your free installation within 24 hours. Call 877-848-6212. Optimum, where local is big time.
I'm Sarah. This is Jorge, and we got us in 2019. I remember when they first came to us, Michael was already the whole first day. We're so lucky to have you guys, and it's the other way around. They have changed our family. They chose to love us. They didn't talk to. They chose us.
Sure, me too.
So,
You're going to my
home for 5 years. You can't serve someone. Was it to talk to you as kids, not
I can hear you that night.
40. That's 1-800-351-2640.
Or a rat. I just put success.
Beautiful. That's
I
right.
knew you were right.
It's here. It looks more like something castle than from a daisy.
Anybody
It's truly not
might have noticed it?
never.
God,
Just when it's you.
No circus animals.
An excessive weight watch is in effect.
Whatever it is, I need it gone. Got it. I'll look around and let you know what I find. Please.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under fair skies.
Definitely an animal.
Today, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 72. Winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Again? Even weirder.
Ice and transit season in the mountains of Northern California. Firefighter is found brutally slain. He had suffered a catastrophic gunshot wound.
What was so scary about it? Just they couldn't even fathom what it
This community circle dead. I think a lot of people were shocked. You got a good reputation, those will like it. The biggest question is, it just didn't make any kind of sense. In search of clues buried deep beneath the snow, investigators must think outside the box to find the killer. Sometimes snow and the weather here can get in the way of an investigation. How are we going to get rid of a lot of snow?
Just when investigators thought they had the upper hand, Mother Nature shoots for far. Follow the news during back-to-back episodes of Storm Suspicion every Saturday at 8, 7 Central, right here on the Weather Channel.
First of watching some thunderstorms and severe weather on the forecast across much of the northern plains, Midwest, and the Great Lakes. But we do see this ending It's not ending quietly. Eventually, cold front will come on through. Then you get late on Monday, giving us more severe weather, including Chicago, Milwaukee, and the Twin Cities and the Quad Cities. But today, we have our current cluster coming out through Chicago. Then we have another cluster later on today. So we're looking at rounds and rounds of storms, and we're still this heavy rain. So our first batch is out, and then tonight we're not quite done. Moving into Milwaukee, eventually Chicago, as we head towards 9, 10 o'clock. Another line of damaging wind and heavy rain, and perhaps even some hail blasting on through before things quiet down. We'll see another round on Monday before our temperatures and our rain and humidity really drop low as we head into Tuesday. Fargo, you too, seeing the storms come through overnight tonight and into tomorrow. This is just ahead of our cold front. Look for a stormy morning commute across the area. And scattered showers like that. The cooler air comes in by tomorrow evening. And Tuesday looks quieter and drier. International Falls also looking for some storms tomorrow, really after midnight into tomorrow morning. So it could be a rough commute across the International Falls, Bemidji, even Duluth. And then you too have the cold front come through later in the day on Monday, and much quieter and cooler for your Tuesday. Looking for storms to come through tomorrow morning, but also cold front comes through in the afternoon. We have a much drier day. It's only low 60s. And the Circle City, a little later for these storms to come through on your Monday evening. And you too will see the cool weather, but not until we head on towards Wednesday.
Well, it's time now for weather and play a lot of great baseball games this weekend, but a lot of them are going to be very hot, including in Fenway Park. Let's start in Boston, where you're taking on the Kansas City Royals. It's going to be in the mid-80s for most of the game, so make sure you're staying hydrated. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, the biggest struggle here is not just the heat, but it's also the thunderstorms. Could we see some delay of game? It's very possible. They have to drag the tarp out while some of the thunderstorms are moving through. And it's also All-Star Week. Arlington, Texas. Look at some of that heat. My goodness. Good news is that we have a roof here in Arlington. So for the Home Run Derby as well as the All-Star Game on Tuesday, no need to worry about those triple digits. The only time you have to worry about it, Paul, is when you're walking into the stadium.
Yeah, we do. It's a cool down. That's a trend across the southeast. A couple of days from now. But right now, another hot one across the south. Mid-upper 90s, a few folks, maybe touching 100 degrees. Purdue, Nashville, even Dallas as well. Houston's 15 in the 90s. We do see the beginning of the end, even Jackson, Mississippi. Mid-90s, by midweek, but our rain chances really start to increase. And our temperatures go down to the upper 80s and low 90s for the rest of the week. The same system dropping that cold front across the yesterday and again for tomorrow night and Tuesday will push that front towards the southeast. Can't say it's going to clear our atmosphere, but it's close enough as far as moisture coming in from the Gulf of the tropical Atlantic. That's going to add up a little lifting, a little ramp in the atmosphere. You lift that moisture, showers, thunderstorms, day after day after day. Scattered today, tomorrow, but really as you get towards Wednesday, widespread. And there's a good chance of a good coverage of these thunderstorms Wednesday, the Thursday, and the Friday. And this kind of stormy pattern after the evening storms persist right into next weekend. Outdoor plans might be hampered, no safe place outside of London, but look at this. To do this, widespread, 1 to 3 rain, that's how it's airing for the downhill, maybe with the next to the black track flooding of concern. But this is the benefit. You're dealing with a slow building drought here with all the time about it. So, drought conditions, so
we can recharge this with employment here on the Weather Channel. Tomorrow, we have this morning it all for kids to put down their phones and their computers and get outdoors. We'll talk to the head of New York's Parks Department about get offline and get outside and how that needs access. The voice. Stay with us.
George.
That's the best against the version of Tommy. Destruction. So here we go. I recommend for now active shields. The new shields and want to defend against the version of Tommy. I think this product is a game changer for my patients. It really works. Profit is not quickly and efficiently. I could be making these.
Good job.
Listen, I might not be a relationship expert, but I do have some hacks. If they were in a super long sustained relationship,
It's blue chew.
Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew is an online subscription-based service of sending the phone tablets to your home. No one even has to know.
Geico can help when you get a flat tire. Their easy app and 24/7 help. Just right now. To the left. Is the GPS playing the cha-cha sign? No, it's coming to get a bucket. Monkey's not a direction right now. To the left. It's there for body. Clap your hands. Whatever you need, from coverage to service, get more with Geico.
It's okay.
All you have to do is just look into his eyes, and you know he's got it.
I found you.
The passion, our feelings. There's no doubt he's doing exactly what he's meant to be doing.
At Renault, our calling is to build trust. So when you find your call, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Now, during the Ram Make Business Summer event, get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on select 2024 Ram pickup trucks and vans in dealer stock. See your Ram dealer today.
Hurry in to the Acura Summer Performance event going on now.
This right here is confidence in a model. Makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real. This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean bar base. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routine. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance, crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexigurt and see it work after your first application. Call the number on your screen. Call 847-5519.
Georgia.
July. Yeah, it's supposed to be hot this summer, but predicting more records can be set with this heat. It's much hotter than previous. One hottest day and Denver, but also some sort of
I missed
that pushes into the northeast and your window is around southeast to say, that's the place to do.
And if I get on, and then you hear Pacolado, you'll fly in, get on, and then you hear Pacolado, and you'll fly in.
Coming up today on Tyler in this organic garden is like no other. Why the owner decided to extend his hospitality business to include nature. And trash is the human cultural problem that doesn't exist in nature. I need to be more like a bird. I should start using trash.
One man's trash turned out to be treasure for this artist. Wait till you see the masterpieces made from items destined for the landfill.
And EVs cut out emissions, but not all the pollution cars create. It turns out tires produce big problems. We'll look at the project out to clean it up.
Hey, King Charles has spoken out about our planet for decades. Hear his unwavering message like you've never heard it before. That's all next on Pattern. Welcome everybody to Pattern, the first climate change talk show. I'm Jordan Steele.
And I'm Steph Abrams. Welcome to this special episode of Pattern at the Movies, of course.
Hugging my popcorn.
We have a popcorn here ready to go.
Yes, and our first film today takes us deep into the heart of Texas, the city of Austin. A restaurant owner is combining his hospitality background with his love for the planet.
Yeah, the result is a peaceful and welcoming environment for their customers and wildlife. Check it out.
My world at some point was indoors, under LED or neon lighting, coming home at 4 in the morning, slowly watching the town of wildlife degrade and how wasteful the industry is, and felt like I might be part of the problem. And that was the turning point for me.
You've got the front row back. Maybe I can go through the basement.
Have you ever felt burned out or wanted to quit your job, or at least wished you had more time to do the things that make you happy? In this episode, one of the owners of Cosmic Coffee and Beer Garden told us how he found a way to merge his career with his passions and rebuild his connection to the earth around him.
I'm a native Austinite. I worked in hospitality for decades. I think it was a trip to Taos, New Mexico, and my fiance at the time stayed in work ships in Taos. And I totally fell in love with that concept and that culture, these regenerative systems and this living off the grid. And I kind of went back to, working in hospitality and really got kind of upset at how wasteful the industry is and slowly watching our habitat, our wildlife degrade, and felt like I might be part of the problem. And that led to marrying the two hemispheres of the brain. I've worked in hospitality for so long, and then this new energy in trying to create these sustainable systems and rebuilding how that habitats. So Cosmic was the genesis of Dexter's conflict.
I was super excited about these ideas he was coming into. And I was running a landscaping business at some time, and first of all, Chris was really excited about it. So we buddied up, and he really ran with it. Took all those design methods stuff.
So what we've done here is we've created this space that we think is beautiful to be in, be around, but also without getting too preachy or too intense about it. We have created a lot of systems here that give back to habitat and minimize our waste. We've been able to create that culture around here. If you kind of talk to our staff, we've hired a lot of people who kind of have gone through that same path where they don't want to be in bars or cafes inside all day. They want to be around nature, but they just don't want to make a living in hospitality. And there's some authenticity to what we do here.
The one thing that I like the most is the noise of the waterfalls, birds, all that. It makes you forget that we are right next to a main avenue, all the main avenues in Austin. You feel like you're in this oasis, touch with nature, even if you are in the middle of the city. Working with the plants will make you be connected with bigger things. Nowadays, I notice the change in the pattern of the sun, the birds that come in the season, the butterflies that come in season. And it's some things that I'm not really paying attention when I'm gardening, really, but that it's a side effect of that. And it's very cool to feel that connected with the surroundings.
It's a coffee shop and a bar, so there's a whole other side of it, which is it's static, and you don't want it to change too much. But it's really gratifying that the surroundings are always kind of evolving, and just being able to finish a project at the end of the day and be like, hey, look at all this progress I made. It's a nice break up from just the monotony of the service industry kind of grind.
Cosmic is built on the foundation which facilitates the development of ecosystems intended to be sustainable and self-sufficient. One of the unique ways they support their ecosystem is through on-site composting.
A new garden, like a newborn, is unestablished, doesn't have any infrastructure. It's going to struggle.
Shut up.
Once it's established, 3 seasons in, then it starts to develop those natural defenses against predators, insects, fungi, diseases, that kind of stuff. One of the techniques we've learned to expedite that process to go from 15th century established is removing jungle nutrients, compost. Things will take all of our most profitable things to
You know I said it was. You try to hit my business. Yeah. You know I said it was. You know I'm trying to hit my business. Yeah.
And over time, everything is thriving.
You know
It's
I
natural. So
said
we
it
don't use
was.
pesticides, herbicides,
I'm just trying to hit my
nature in its natural state. We call black wood out here. It is a beautiful, stinky, nutrient-rich finished product. And so all of this could come in the landfill. This is
You know I said it was.
food waste. Chicken bedding. That stuff is fantastic for really rich, dynamic product.
Just trying to leave inside your screen. It's great to just, if you can figure out a way to get paper incorporated into your compost pile where you can send it to a recycler. There's just small steps you can do where it's simplify and use these screens that just exist in modern life and put them to use.
The other thing that's really fun for us to do is create this.
You know I said it was.
When we were experiencing nations of mosquitoes, they over time, we brought in through native planting, amphibians, tons of songbird species, that's been driven
You're stupid. Bro, you're so stupid.
Those species.
Bro, you're so stupid.
So now
you can't defeat a girl.
Biodynamics going on.
Then they did not.
You have the species.
Then they did not.
Not the ones that
In 2023, all we do in their second location, in a building that was formerly used by the Texas Oil Company for fuel storage. They transformed an abandoned building into an urban oasis, creating a surprising connection to nature in an unusual place.
Right, what's that stupid? Because looking at this.
So our second location, Complex on 2.
You know, I'll say it away.
Old warehouse buildings like the original Texas Oil Company before it was changed to Texaco. It was actually flat. So it was a depot for petroleum to come off the train. The beautiful part of that project was it was abandoned. The challenge for us was the city was the train legacy to grow and create more. It's a challenge. So this city went vertical. A massive place that we opened the next year or two will create a canopy of vines, different species that will come in the yard. It was also allowed nature to kind of take over. So it has that kind of post-apocalyptic feel to it a little bit. It looks like nature has taken over the industrial center, and that was very essential and part of their design.
Miles.
Yeah, the plant down here I think is a little bit unique. It's a really good representation of what Austin can do. Austin is a really flexible climate, so there's a big group of native plants that I would say is the kind of the foundation of this plant palette. But there's also a big group of adapted plants that play well with the natives, so selecting specific species that would attract wildlife, but yet still be verdant enough to be in a kind of a commercial setting like this. So all of these species that you see that we're kind of set up on the entry time, 170 cycles, but it's 30 times with the concrete that are normally just gone straight into the landfill, and the fact that we were able to create a square and blend so well with the nature of stuff is worked out really. The ownership's commitment to the sustainable idea, both in the architecture and the way the landscape is built is unique and should be created. They did it put together a great design team.
Nobody messes with me and my friend.
Making decisions that will
It's a cut stand.
economy and burden. Like I was feeling this downtown Austin.
It was so neat because it just felt like old Austin. You started seeing from to use all of the cycles, had always like gardens, always watching the water plants. We used a lot of salvaged material. Billy found and then we used some plumbing for the source of the water, which we left along the river. It was a collaboration.
Make sure that he's very much want to accommodate with other these. So you looked at for design, it looks like this world is trying to do too much. It can get daunting, it's a lot of work, and it's expensive, it can be. So try to find that little hidden fruit. That could be habitat creation, it could be composting, it could be biological farmers. It could be my statement to other people that want to make an impact. Is don't try to be perfect, and find ideas come from you. Don't try to do that. And tour is fun for you, if you are drawn to. It's a great lesson in permaculture. If you use to picture as much as we want to do, and you might have this fantastic development nature that's do something different. That's like it's a great.
And it's a really God, I've got to the service industry, everyone outside, whether you're a patron or it's actually restaurant. Yeah, do things a little different. But this one introduces things that actually come back in. I think it's so great. They have a saying in Austin. It's called "Keep Austin Weird," right? Which is super cool because you can see that uniqueness, that blend that brings to that restaurant. Well, I love the all staff want to talk, and they say it looks so apocalyptic, but I think it actually looks really cool when nature's kind of taking over. All right, well, we talked a lot about how important it is to recycle and reuse plastic.
Yeah, coming next, we're going to see how artists are taking plastics out of the trash, turning it into powerful message.
I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah. And you're adding to plastic pollution every time you get in your car. What's happening with being dust with the brakes on the problem? That's coming up.
Hey, you can find all skills featured in today's episode on our YouTube page. Just look for Planet X. You can find demos on already finished.
Oh, Luma. You saw that on the
This is a story about the one. The untrained eye may not see the one as extraordinary, but her goals aren't easy. She fixes, she manages, she perfects. She is extraordinary. Because for the one, maintaining this space, it transports her to this space. The industrial grade product you need plus 1 million more. Call clickgranger.com or stop on Get it done.
Get out. Yeah. I always defend my friends. Nobody ever rescued my friends.
Forget screens, long delaying.
Your car broken. Dude, shut up.
Positive, negative is okay. I did it my way. What's your best?
Yeah.
What's your first? It's your
Fuck your head. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody makes some noise. Everybody makes some noise.
Second every day, it's full of change with confidence in 7 days.
That's something. Yeah. Oh.
I know the mouse deck, but the hacker with the mouse.
Where is this freaking bee?
There's not ever. Just the day. Download and ask most things. That are good just things.
Say that, Jake.
40. That's 1-800-351-2640.
An excessive heat watch is in effect. Currently, our area, 88 degrees under fair skies.
Don't make me.
Today, scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Winds south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 72. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This hurricane season. Absolute punishment. Every second counts.
You don't want to be on the interstate with heavy tropical downpours.
America's most trusted news network is putting your safety first with minute-by-minute coverage, keeping you ahead of the storm. This is a dangerous hurricane. Receive instant information from our team of meteorologists and landfall cams that bring you every angle on our TV app. This hurricane season, protecting America only on the Weather Channel.
Well, the film series Replanted showcases residents in Austin, Texas, who are working to fight climate change in their own unique way. Before the break, we met Paul, owner of Cosmic Coffee and Beer Garden.
Yeah, which totally want to check out the next out in Austin. But this next film, as an artist, an educator, an advocate, shows us how she transforms trash into works of art.
I've always made animals, originally out of clay. I took up birding. I began to watch female birds collecting trash in my yard to build their nests. And I thought, oh, I should start using trash.
In this episode, we meet artist, educator, and advocate Calder Cameron, who transforms trash destined for landfills into beautifully crafted creatures. While Austin, Texas serves as her home base, Calder uses her art as an opportunity to inspire others all over the world to be creative and courageous about the future.
My name is Carla Kamen, and I have always identified as an artist. I've always considered myself an artist ever since I was a little girl. In fact, I started selling my art when I was 10 years old at a gallery named Yard Dog that still exists here in Austin, Texas today. I went to the Kansas City Art Institute in my film so continuing to put years in play. Again, my original value specifically nature and ceramics is a medium based on the environment. I'm literally ripping materials out of the earth, and many of them are quite toxic. So I started to think about the materials that I was using and how much did it match my message. During that time, I took up birding as a hobby, and I began to watch the birds in my yard. The most interesting thing that I learned was witnessing the female birds collecting trash in my yard to build their nests. And I thought, oh, trash is a human, man-made cultural problem that doesn't exist in nature. I need to be more of trash. Not only was a conceptual reason I selected trash, but it was also a wonderful economic opportunity there too, that I create low over costs. I'm just using a shop glue gun, a crochet needle, a sewing machine in order to make giant installations. Do that as a small artist. I was exploring materials. What could I use besides clay to make my animals? And the first thing is I picked up birth control packets, and I put frogs out of birth control packets because estrogen was impacting amphibians. This discussion from affecting the environment. Then I got into plastic bags, and in 2016 had my first solo show of my stuffed animals, and they were all made out of plastic bags.
Oh, that's what happened?
I would strip and twist the bags into this fur or grass-like texture. So I showed plastic bags into flowers. And for this exhibition, I made animals that loved eating trash. They were mainly so foxes, coyotes, raccoons, opossums, stones, and I tried to make them as lifelike as possible. And for many people, when they saw the work, they said, what is it made out of? I said, what did you make this out of? Did you paint it? What is it? So the products that I found, there was really too much mystery. Nobody knew what the material was made of. And during this exhibition, about 350 school children came and did workshops with me in this space. And a young girl came up to me and said, if your art is about trash and the synthetic world that we're living in, our animals can be whatever color you want. And I said, oh my gosh, you're right. So I stopped trying to mimic nature and miracle Pokemon.
Calder's hunger for unbridled art is fueled by her desire to take action against our world's recycling issue. One widely reported study from the Brin School says only 9% of the world's plastic is recycled. Considering plastic's enormous presence in the global economy, it's no wonder artists like Calder are stepping up to stand in the gap for the betterment of Earth.
Plastic was created around World War II. Plastic is good for especially the medical industry. That's where plastic was needed. It expanded into a problem with the petroleum industry trying to sell us gasoline in another format. And I think relieve the housewife of cleaning duties. Just throw away your forks. Now we know that throwing something away, it doesn't mean it goes away. And we're
Exceptional by design.
Sign and drive this year. Urge eligible viewing for GMC Leticia this ultra low mileage lease on this 2024 R1 GX preferred for around $327 per month with 0 grid timing.
Well, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options. It's been the business.
My 2 cents, my 2 cents,
My 2 cents, my 2 cents, my 2 cents. It's my 2 cents. Funding for the future. There's President Subject to me. I have a few questions.
of course. Let's look at your plan.
Your dreams, though.
Yeah, this is how to dream that you're in this guy.
To truly embrace the fine life, you must learn to let go. Bienvenidos a la vida más linda.
Catching news weekends evenings on 6 ABC.
During the second quarter in Connecticut, we checked in with Mercury and Coach Nate Tibbetts. Coach, 10 points for Kalia Copper in that first quarter. What stood out to you most about the way she was attacking?
Yeah, it's kind of like we talked about before the game. She's got talent getting downhill, especially to that right hand. Our screening angles have improved, and we want to give her as many legs as we can. In the first quarter, what she needs to do is we got to get matched up sooner. We got to find her. She's got a couple of transition, and that's if you want them to play against our half-court defense.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
It's in his first year at the helm of the Mercury. Something how much he has enjoyed this experience thus far.
How you feeling?
Much as 6-year-old twin girls have enjoyed the experience as well. London and Jordan.
I need that suit back.
You do not get the game at home.
Pete.
Nelson and Jordan. Here comes Clown off the turnover. Brown dancing into the see, gets the whistle. The top shot final. Will shoot two.
But one of the areas when she really affects Phoenix is in her pace. When she was playing for Washington in previous years, that's one of the things Coach Hill always talks about. Their pace was when she was on the floor.
Great, isn't it? Why don't you pop some more pills and say what you really feel?
Hey, don't.
I'm busting my ass out there trying to save you, and this is what I get?
I said don't.
Wow, this is the first. Let's take a look at what's coming up here on the national TV schedule. Amazon Tuesday, Connecticut and the Liberty, Vegas, oh, then ESPN. All-Star Friday night. First, the contest and podcast if he's there, and then the All-Star game, Saturday, ABC. WNBA Saturday, 8:30. WNBA gets team Wednesday. It's on the stage. Please go to WNBA.com. Amazing possibility because
Why you got a beer?
let's get in front. After Sabrina's epic performance last year, she has to be out there to defend the title. You think you have Caitlin out as one of the contestants? Even close that whole thing. Seeing her on the floor, Caitlin McBride.
Given that last shot from Rachel Banham. Coming in gets caught up on the screen for a second too long.
We'll include John Quell in the three-point contest. I know. I'm getting big involved.
Hi, baby.
There's so many
Where?
intriguing
Why
choices.
in there?
There's fun.
You go swimming. Where? Melissa.
It's before the show.
You okay?
Mom, look it.
On TV? What happened?
Look it. When I'm with my dad, what is
Don't do that. Hi, baby.
Those are hot. If you need water, here.
What happened, huh?
Okay. Wait, hold on.
Your TV's here?
I got 2 cans.
Who bought it, Dad?
Watch, I'm gonna take this off.
Why?